3 budgeting red flags for Australian citizens or expats overseas who are looking to get control of their finances, looking to get into their first or next property. Number 1 that I see is taking out credit cards, how that impacts your application. Many expats abroad will get given credit cards as part of moving into that new country that they're settled into. They are of the understanding locally that they need those credit card facilities open to build up a credit score. But on the Australian side, it's a 5-to-1 factor. So, if I'm working with a citizen overseas and they're looking to get into a mortgage and they've got $50,000 of Australian credit card limits, that's reducing their borrowing capacity by $250,000. So that's something you need to be mindful of. And not just that, people then get into the habit of actually using that credit card and putting expenses onto that, quite often above their budget. Number 2 is the travel bug that you get. I speak to expats all the time and they've moved abroad, and what they do as one of their hobbies now is traveling abroad or interstate, depending on the country they're living in, which is fine. It's all part of that lifestyle. But just remember there's no cheap way or there's no shortcut around it. You're going to be spending money that you could put towards your savings goals, towards that first property or even that second property. So that short-term pain will give you that long-term gain. So if you're going to fall into that habit of always traveling abroad when you've got time off, that's going to push your financial goals and how you get there further and further away. So that's just something to be mindful of. And number 3, I see this all the time, expats taking up a car loan facility abroad because the interest rate is very attractive at maybe 2-3%, and they've been sold that they can get this brand new car on a cheap financing deal. But you look at the monthly repayment, and that's the key when it comes to getting your finances in order on the Australian side. The Australian banks are interested in what's your monthly repayment, not the interest rate. That's sort of irrelevant. So if you've got an expat with a $2,000 a month car loan, that's very common. I say that all the time. That's going to have a huge impact on your borrowing capacity. That's reducing your ability to access $250,000, $300,000 in additional borrowing. And remember, that is quite often good debt. That's debt that's going to get them into an asset that will appreciate and work them over time, versus that debt that you've got on the car, which is against a depreciating asset. And all it does is get them from A to B and it doesn't actually add to their financial wealth in the long term. So there are 3 budgeting red flags to consider as an expat. If you need any help, please leave the comment below budget and we'll send through a budgeting tool for your use. Thank you.